Hello, it's Chris, and welcome back to the C. What do we have on the show today? Today we have some new products from WEPTOOLS. So break out your credit cards. It's time for another product review. So welcome to the first video in the new revised studio. I released a video, I don't know when, it will come out for you, a while back regarding the rebuild of this into what it is now. And I wanted something where I could demonstrate products to you while also continuing the original views where I work on things. It involved some rearranging and there was a lot of stuff to do, and it took me several weeks because you don't realize how much stuff you have until you have to move it. So anyway, I want to talk to you about WEPTOOLS. WEPTOOLS is one of the manufacturers of the products that I use for repair on this channel. So mainly I use the 948 series desolder gun, which is what this is. And you're thinking, oh my, this isn't right. Something's wrong with it. And you're right. It broke. I guess I had it too hot for too long and it cracked the metal. And then that was it. End of the road, right? Not at all. I contacted WEPTOOLS through email because these do have a warranty for up to 1 year. And since I just bought it not too long ago in your time frame, I was getting kind of close. And they said, hey, no problem, no question. They asked what happened. And I said, look, I had it on for several hours. I didn't have the sleep mode enabled because I was using it a lot, and it cracked, and I tried to glue it and it just became a mess, and it didn't work. So that's the end of that, right? Nope. They shipped me, no questions asked. They shipped me, no questions asked, 2 replacement wands, which I'm going to open right now. Brand new. Extra cartridge. Quick release. Exactly as it was, even with a tip. The second one is exactly the same. So I'm going to leave this one in the box in case I destroy another one. While I was talking to WEPTOOLS back and forth in email, they mentioned that because of all of you out there in YouTube land, that they sold a tremendous amount of equipment based on people watching my videos and seeing the links that I put in the description. Now, I'm not an affiliated link. I don't get any revenue, or I'm not paid to sway your opinion any certain way. I just put always, honestly, the links of the things that I use in my descriptions in case it helps anybody else out. Of course, there are Weller and Hacko and many other brands that are, in name, superior or more popular to WEP. But I found WEP when I was looking for an alternative to expensive things. I wanted something that could do what I wanted at a less expensive price than paying $400 for some hot tweezers or $275 for this, and then have to have another power supply and the whole ecosystem of Hacko. I even reached out to Hacko and said, hey, you want to sponsor me? I'm too small. 17,000 subscribers. They don't care about us little guys. So I said, I don't care about you. So I went with WEPTOOLS and haven't looked back. Now, periodically I go on WEP's Amazon shop. They have their own like Amazon channel or store, I guess you'd call it, where I peruse their products. So this is the ESD safe temperature adjustable 982.3 soldering station and temperature adjustable. And it's a precision tip, which means smaller for more precise soldering, and it's supposedly an all-in-one little tinier thing. Comes with an instruction manual, the wand, the unit, precision soldering tips with some different numbers on them. Very cool. This looks like a cable holder, and the wand Oh, that fits nice. WEP 9823, 110 or 240 precision soldering station. Does it have a built-in fan on the side? I don't know. Has a piece of plastic over the front, which I'll leave on for now. Solder cleaner, 2 buttons, wet sponge, tip like cleaner, thick rubberish handle. Check this out. So here's the new unit. That's what I'm talking about. You're like, oh my. You take one of these sabots, microfine tips, angled saber chisel. So here is a small tip. You're thinking, oh my god, that is too tiny. It's actually not. So I guess you just pull this out, and this just pushes in and clicks. And that's it. That's it. It's a normal size solder tip. Goes in there. Or the scraper thing I was talking about. Clean off your goop. Pretty neat. Power switch on the back. Turn it on. And there we go. WEPTOOLS and loading. $3.92 and in sleep. I can subtract and set it to whatever I want. This is in Fahrenheit. You could also do communist if you're in the metric zone. So let's say 330 degrees. You'll see the unit cooling down. And the cord holder here is really cool because when you're working, the cord is not draped across your work, and when you go to put it back in, it's not all eaten up in here. Now, normally you're going to be using the unit like this, and you're going to be working on your stuff. So the cord holder can be adjusted so you're not pulling your cord across your work, and it's just doing its thing. When you're done, put it in its holder, and there you go. Really cool. Temperature set, and it automatically goes into sleep mode so you don't burn out the tips. Slot the soldering iron tip into the V-shaped groove and pull the iron to separate the heating element. To attach a new heating element to the soldering gun, place the tip into the hole and simply push down to securely align the soldering tip. When replacing the heating element during operation, do not touch it because you can get burned. And don't place the operational unit in here for an extended period of time. And also helping hands, which are the things that I have on the other with alligator clips. They came on the dry solder piece. You could also use those and have them to hold apart. I already have these with the 948, and that's a small precision unit. Product diagram, all the parts, all the optional parts, tip cleaner, residue tray, temperature increase, locking screw cable, soldering iron holder, aluminum, cable guide, power switch, receptacle, WEP 106 alpha here on the old product description. But how does it solder, you say? This is a Commodore Amiga 4000 motherboard. This is a dead unit. There's nothing to hurt it in any possible way, shape, or form. It does not work. However, I am going to put on the helmet of Goober. I'm just going to solder some pins. I like this. It's not a super large soldering iron, which is great. Precision is exactly that. Does a great job. I mean, it's a tiny iron. I can get to each individual pin, and this is with a larger head. You can see it is a chiseled head, and they have heads down to the super tiny. I'm going to add some solder to those pins. Very nice. very nice. As far as cleaning goes, clean, very clean. Changing a tip. Let's try this hot change. So they tell you to put it in here below the line and pull. To insert a tip, just put it on. You can't see that. To insert a tip, you just put it on this thing and press, and it's changed, hot change. To pull one out, either stick it in here, there's a little grip hole, and just pull it. Out it comes. There it sits, waiting for you to cool. So we put a new tip on. Let's grab a tiny one. So I inserted the tip into the loader part. Sorry, I'm zoomed in. Literally, put it in and press down. That's it. To remove it, stick it in here and pull it. There is some grease on the part, so there might be some initial smoke. And then your tip is changed. Your hot tip is changed, and you can just get right back to working with a small tip. And it's instantly heated up. That is great. Look at that. Fine control. That is such a fine pitch. That is great, especially for these chips. You don't have to worry about big old boogers. Fine control. I really like that. That's a loose leg right there. Huh. Good find. I'm just playing around, cleaning some solder. This is not a serious repair, but it is pretty neat. And you can return the thing to the holder and it goes to sleep. So it's cooling down from 400 back to 392 is a holding temperature. I'm going to turn the unit off by the back switch. 4 tips included with the package, from very fine to the angled tip, which is in there now. So you don't want to grab it while it's hot. You would put it in the piece and just simply pull, and it pops right out and sits there for you. And there you go. There's your tip. It's cooled down. It's cold. Pretty neat. And then to put it back in, I guess you just put it in here, and its little holder somehow, and it goes back in here. There you go. One solder tip. Very fast cool down. That's their new 982. Soldering station, ESD safe and temperature adjustable. According to the instructions here, sleep mode standby function, digital temperature calibration. Digital temperature calibration. Press and hold plus and minus for 2 seconds to enter calibration mode. Press a plus or minus to simultaneously exit and save your data. Press plus or minus to enter the measured temperature for testing. Has sleep mode and standby functions. When it's placed back in the holder, the temperature is automatically set to 200 degrees communist or 392 Fahrenheit. When the set temperature is below, it will remain unchanged. As soon as you pick up the soldering station, it'll heat up. When the soldering station enters sleep mode for approximately 5 minutes, it enters standby mode. There will be a picture of a cup of coffee on the display. It does tell you exactly how to put the tips in, making sure they're in all the way, how to use the machine, Fahrenheit or communist display. Press and hold minus to enter the mode for setting it up. Pretty cool. I don't think you need a favorites on here. Just a very simple but a very efficient soldering station. I like it because it's, number one, it's all metal. Steel housing for the heat chamber here. Cleaning tip changer. Looks like there's a fan or something in here if needed. I don't know if it's a fume extractor. It even tells you that the heating element is not detected. It's plugged in, but there's nothing to heat up. Cool. Turn it off. Cord holder here has a little bit of a spring action. Otherwise, it is firmly attached. And you can adjust this accordingly based on your length. Wet sponge, particle remover, standard Brillo pad heating element. And that is the first of the 2 WEPTOOLS I'm going to be reviewing today. But wait, there's more. WEPTOOLS loves the number 9. Loreana, are your days numbered? No. This is the 2-in-1 Precision Hot Tweezer Soldering Station. It has hot tweezers and a tip-controlled solder station, meaning you can adjust the temperature on the wand. That is cool as heck. Operating instructions. Don't want to confuse those with the other one. Wand. Oh, cool. Check this out. Check that out. Adjustable buttons. WEP 716D. Temperature increase, temperature decrease. Right on the fly. We have some tweezer parts. We have a power cord with a Velcro. That's pretty cool. We have even more tips. A roll of solder. 0.8 mil lead-free solder. Okay. Some ring things. Don't know. We have 2 cable guides. Very well packaged. Oh, fancy. Look at this thing. Wow, that is cool. Allen wrench. Both of them have the new quick exchange. Oh, there's a fuse in it. These are fuses. Okay, there's a fuse system in the back in case you blow it up. Tiltable screen. Lots of math and science on here. Usually it's favorites, channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, 3 presets, up or down. Same thing for the tweezers, left or right, and the soldering station. The cleaning element on this one is silicone covered, but they can feel the goopy thing inside. You can feel the Brillo solder cleaning material inside. Metal line so you don't burn anything. This is plastic, but it's metal here. That's a plasticky metal. Oh, that's metal of some sort. Steel tip changers and cleaners. Standard power. And looks like we have wand on the right. There's some rubber thing here. Oh, look at that. What is that thing? That are these. I don't know. I guess that's a fuse. Great. I can see a bolt going across there in the future if you overheat it. Alright. Constructive criticism from my busted self to you. There you go. There's your solder spool. Wing nut. So it ain't going to fly off like the other one did. So I'm going to pull one of these long dogs out because these are very long indeed. Are these the right things? Let's find out. It is. I like this right here. So same scenario. I'm just going to hand load them. They have an arrow A or B. Okay. Tweezers. Hot tweezers. Hot tweezers. Load them up. Make sure they're in there alright. They are. And they're lined up. So I guess these will just sit in here like this. Auto calibration. That's pretty cool. Let's peel this pickle. Adjustable screen. That's kind of unnecessary, but I guess if you are using this on a raised platform where you need to see the temperature, you can do that. So let's turn this pickle on. WEPTOOLS. Wow, look at that. Color display. $3.92. So I can, like, I'm going to test something. I'm going to pull this out. 485. I'm going to decrease the temperature on the fly while you're soldering. Let's say I want it to be 600. 600. Let's see what happens. Bam. It's 600. Is it strong enough to, right now, to solder some stuff? Let's do this, just solder in here. Oh, big chisel tip. Oh yeah, she's hot already. Well, that was easy. And if I needed it hotter or not, I can just hit the minus, bring her down. Now I would have to adjust my tip based on my finger position because the way I put the tip in is the way it stays. cleaning. Oh, these are the good wet cleaners with the oil in the bottom. It really cleans that. And then return it to holder, snap it in place. Instant cool down. Hot tweezers. Well, 7:05. Let's pull these out. Temperature's coming up. You can see it's still coming up. It tells you the percentage of power you're using. I'm going to do this. We're going to remove an SMD cap. We're at 705 degrees. This is off. The display takes over for which unit is removed from the board. Let's try to extract an SMD cap and not get a rocket ship in my face. That was easy. That was really easy. Let's try another one. Grab cap. Pull off. Okay, I get it. I get it. Loreana's great. Oh my gosh. Well, that's pretty damn cool. That's pretty damn cool. Let me zoom you in here. So I'm zoomed in a little bit on these power rail caps. Right here, decouplings. The tips are angled so they're like the triangle way. So I can get in here this. I am left-handed. Simply touch on the side when the solder melts. Pick up cap and remove cap. Same thing for the other side. Touch and remove. That is going to make life a lot easier. Loreana, here's a pretty beat up cap. I want to see if I can get it off. Yep. Oh my god. This just made SMD work great. Now, please note these are not damaged caps. These caps are all relatively clean. They're not bad at all because I just recapped this board. So it's not like it has a lot of damage to it. Whoa, dangerous popcorns. Now, I haven't added solder to any of these. These are caps that I replaced a while back. Now you gotta be careful on that. I can see where I started to pull the pad away. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it is pretty darn close. The precision line is really nice because you can see the oil cleans that really well. The precision line's really great because they're not big. Look, they're not large, and you can get in there and they're spring loaded. Great. This is great. Whole new world of cap removal. Okay, and when you're done with your device, it goes up here, and this will cool it back down. And if you wanted to use your soldering iron over here, just pull it out, it'll flip to it, and now you're on that screen. Heating up, I can control the temperature. Set on the bottom. Let's see, 643, that's where I left off. And you're hot. Percentage of how much power you're using on this side. Also, put it back in, click locks. Click lock so much you can pick the unit up on it. That's good. Cools back down. Pretty neat. Inactivity, sleep modes, 3 different favorites for each side, 3 different presets, 3 different presets where you can just set a temperature, press that button, that is your presets, 3 of them, and I usually do a low, middle, and a high, depending on their buttons. Individual temperature adjustment, also calibration buttons on each in the center here. Press and hold to calibrate. It will calibrate to make sure the temperature of your iron is what is displayed on the screen. Since this is brand new, it has been calibrated. And when you're done, flick off the switch and away she goes. 2 new soldering solutions from WEPTOOLS. My favorite tool supplier for soldering, desoldering hot air now, hot tweezers. And they're available on the Amazon store. I'll put links in the description below. Prices range from $40 to several $100s, but they are about 60% cheaper than their leading competitor's brand. They're a 5-star rated company, and I stand by WEPTOOLS because I've used them for years, and it's been happiness ever since. I have no problems with warranties. I have no problems with any questions. They even say, hey, do you need any tips? Do you need replacement bits? Do you need anything? I said, no, I'm good. You can place an order on their Amazon store depending on your location, depends on your shipping times, if Amazon handles it, or sometimes they ship direct. But it doesn't take long at all for me in the United States. They are based out of Shenzhen, China, but they have offices worldwide. Works on, 110 through 240. So if you're in the old Eurozone, it's just this power cord on your fat, goofy end, and you're good. Or whatever country plugs look like. Mine are very simple 3 ground polarized whatever American plug, North American continent or more, and that's it. So that's my review on the 2 new WEPTOOLS. So this is the 982 ESD or 982.3 ESD safe temperature adjustable soldering station. It's a single simple soldering station. And now the 2-in-1 precision hot tweezer and soldering station, which is really incredible with its presets and its safety features. Removed 10 capacitors and didn't think nothing of it. They're brand new caps. I should save them and put them on somebody's board, but I won't. And that's all I got for now. And I'm going to have some more WEPTOOLS coming up in the near future with another soldering station, some BGA capable devices, and a hot air, precision hot air rework station, and a high power station for those pesky parts that just doesn't want to come off, but you need high heat targeted removal capability. So stay tuned for that. This has been just a quick product review on some new WEPTOOLS, and trust me, they're going to be used a lot. The new Loreana hot tweezers will do. I'm still going to use the traditional Loreana way on those pesky pads, acid-eaten, leaked out devices. So that's why I started with the Loreana method, and she served me well ever since. But we'll be using this also on ones that can, and I'm highly pleased with the quick unboxing test that we've done so far today. So if you're interested in any of these tools, I don't get any commission on them. I'm not paid. I will link them all in the description below. This is inexpensive as all get out for the features that it does. This one is a 120 watt behemoth hot tweezer precision and soldering station with a bunch of tips that are interchangeable with the new quick release system. I like that. No more screws and loose things. They're just pressed fit and they work. So that's all I got for now. Thank you for coming along on this journey, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something.
What do you know from funny, you bastard?